warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Let me introduce myself. My name is Annisa Rizki Shafira. I'm a student of English Education Department 2018 in Universitas Muhammadiyah Yogyakarta. So now I will present about my annotated bibliography to complete my final assessment in issues in language teaching and learning class. So my presentation will be divided into three parts. The first one is introductions. The second is summary of the articles. So I have 6 articles that will be present here. And the third is conclusions. The next is introductions. Assessment is one kind of activities in the learning process that will make students feel uncomfortable. And it will be happen because they will be afraid of the result of their assessment. They will afraid if they get bad score. There are some factors that might affect to the student's level of anxiety, but the problem is, does the level of anxiety or impact to the student's result? This both of anxiety and student performance are related to each other. So in this situation, many people still are curious about this problem. To find out the answer, so here I will present about the summary of 6 articles related to the test anxiety and student performance. Okay, the summary of Article 1. So this article is written by Asim Gursoy and Tuba Arman. And the title of this article is Analyzing Foreign Language Test Anxiety Among High School Students in an EFL Context. And the purpose of this article is to determine the correlation between gender, academic achievement, and grade level in the test of anxiety. This article is effectively discussed about the result of anxiety toward the test from 138 vocational high school students in 9th grade and 10th grade. And the strength of this article is the authors are explain about the research question completely and also the result, and it explained clearly one by one. Also the language are easily to understand by the readers, and the methodology that used in this research are mixed method. There are quantitative and qualitative. So it is a good resource for everyone who want to get more information about student anxiety, whether they are students, teacher, researcher, everyone. And the next, summary of Article 2. So the Article 2 was written by Daniel Waldrep and Thomas Broughton, and the title is 21st Century Assessment, Online Proctoring, Test Anxiety, and Student Performance. So this article aims to find out, does online proctor tests give impact to students' test anxiety and their test performance? And it's described about the result of assessing 631 undergraduate students through taking their final test on ProctorU and computerized testing center. This article is appropriate for people who want to get more information about the impact of online proctor towards student test anxiety and their test performance. So it's appropriate for students, teacher, and everyone. And the unique one in this article is how the authors connect the real condition in this era and the material that explained by them. And the methodology that used in this article is quantitative method. So overall, this article is good research and the language that used is easy to understand by the readers. And the third summary of Article 3. It's written by Nargis Mari. The title is Language Anxiety over EFL or ESL Oral Exam or Test Performance, a view from language classroom at Mehran University of Engineering and Technology, Jamshoro, Pakistan. So it took place in Pakistan. It's written to find out the EFL or ESL student anxiety at Mehran University of Engineering and Technology, Jamshoro, towards oral test or test result. And it's provide the answer result of 227 undergraduate students against the questionnaire and find that students have medium level of anxiety. And this article is suitable resource for researcher or teacher wants to know more about EFL or ESL students' anxiety towards oral tests. And the methodology that used in this research is quantitative method. And the weakness of this article is the authors do not give any suggestions to overcome and reduce the anxiety of the students. And this article relatively good article that given information about anxiety of the students towards the oral test, and the language that used is quite easy to understand by the readers. The title of this article is Study on Test Anxiety and its Relationship to Test Score and Self-Actualizations of Academics, written by Muhammad Muhammadi, Zahra Ali Shahi, and Nusim Sulaimani. And it is investigate about the correlations between test anxiety and self-actualizations or motivations, as well as test score. That's about the result of collecting data from 55 students who were studying in non-English majors and bilingual students toward test anxiety and self-actualization. So 55 students are bilingual, they can speak more than one language. And the methodology that used in this article is quantitative method, and the strength of this article is the information is explained using simple language and easy to understand by the readers, no matter the readers are students or teacher, researcher, everyone can read this article. There is not found the weakness point of this article, so overall this article is good resource. And next, summary of article 5. This article is, the title of this article is The Relationship Between Social Class, Listening Test Anxiety, and Test Score. It's written by Omid Talebi Reza Abadi. And the purpose of this article is examine the correlation between listening test anxiety and listening test performance. And it provides the information about the result of interviewing 78 intermediate English learners that selected from 12 test participants. Research methodology that be used in this article is quantitative method. And the weakness is the data analysis is a little bit confusing to read. And overall, this article is relatively good resource and explain many information related to students' performance in listening. The next is summary of Article 6. The title of this article is The Impact of the Test Anxiety on Test Performance Among Iranian EFL Learners. So the writer are Parviz Birjandi and Minu Aleni. It is investigate the relationship between test anxiety and test performance and how each constituent to test anxiety was related to test performance. It's described about the anxiety research of 164 Iranian first-year engineering students. And the strength of this article is the information is explained widely, so the writers not only talk about the result of the research, but also they explain about what is test anxiety and so on. But the weakness is the data analysis is too complex, so the author less able to explain the data analysis simply, so the readers should more attention when read it. And the methodology that used in this article is quantitative, but overall this article is good resource for people who want to get information about the anxiety and the correlation with student performance. A good resource for teacher and also researcher. And then the next is conclusions. So based on the 6th article that has been explained, it can conclude that the student's performance is not fully influenced by the test anxiety. So based on the articles, the level of anxiety can be caused of time limits, students' preparations, tight test schedule, and other reasons. It depends on the students. On the other hand, some study found that there is negative correlation between anxiety and student performance. So student performance is not be affected by the student's anxiety. We can conclude it. And when students have a lot of experience in doing a test, it will decrease their level of anxiety. So I think enough about my presentation, and this is the references of my article, 6 articles. Okay, thank you for your attention, and wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.